Welcome to yet another edition of Cook to Serve. And in Cook to Serve, like we say, we not only nourish the soul, but also the stomach. And kama kawaida, we are in the kitchen of Dr. George.
Karibu sana.
Wonderful. Today, we're going to look at the grilled chicken. But first, allow me to just quote scripture here. In the book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23, then he said to them all, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." This is Jesus quoted as he was engaging with the disciples. And we can see how the grilled chicken is actually going to fit in. But let me ask a teaser here. You know, chicken is very important, especially to us in the African context.
Yes.
And do you know how many parts actually are there in a chicken? That's a teaser. A chicken,
Yes.
a full chicken, when it is cut, how many parts should we get from it?
Yeah, so that's very important to know. And I think not many people know how to do, not many men. This is the area where not many of us know what to do.
Yes.
But depending on the chunks and the method you want to use, first you can have 8 pieces.
8 pieces.
Yes. So what you can do is you can put them into quarters. So the thigh is a quarter, the other thigh. Then you come to the back. Then you come to the back you cut it twice. Then you come to the breast.
Yes.
You also cut it twice.
Wow.
Then you have 8 pieces.
8 pieces.
And that will be good for grilling.
That'll be good for grilling.
Yes. But typically you'd actually have between 12 to 16 pieces.
12 to 16 pieces.
Yes.
Wow.
So what will happen is, depending also on the method of cooking, especially when we will be doing the chickens too. We will cut. So like we'll have the drumstick, then we'll have the other part that after the thigh. So then we'll be able to have those 2 pieces.
Yes.
So from each thigh we'll have 4, and then the breast will be 2, and then the back will have 4 pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, and so then it makes about 14 pieces. And so depending on what the method you want to use to cook,
Yes.
how many people are there,
And who is
and
there?
who is there as well.
Because
Yes.
there are certain pieces we understand are for certain people.
And we are men, and if you sat on the table with your father,
Yes.
there are pieces you would not touch, right?
You don't attack the gizzard, eh? If you want peace.
Yes, the gizzard is for the father,
Yes.
and and the back as well. So, so there are pieces that, according to your own tradition,
Yes.
there are pieces that are special to
Yes.
certain people in the home.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
And today, as we're looking at grilled chicken, the theme or the subject matter is denying and be denied.
Yes.
Denying and be denied.
Yes.
And of course, let me ask, certain pictures come to mind.
Yes.
We may not dig deep into it, but you will recall
Yes.
the cockerel crowing 3 times before the subject of denial came up.
Coming up, yeah. You see, I love Peter because I think I identify a lot with Peter. Peter was Jesus' disciple, and when Jesus Christ said, "I am going to Jerusalem,
Yes.
and I'm going to die," you know, Peter told him, "Master, you know you cannot die."
He refused, said no.
He actually rebuked him and said, "What are you talking about? You are Christ the Messiah.
Yes.
How are you going
How?
to die?
Right.
Why are you going to die? You have all the power." And from the miracles he had seen Jesus do, he knew that Jesus had all it takes to refuse to die. And so he said, "You cannot die." So then he told Peter, "You know what? Get behind me, Satan.
Right.
I have to go and deny and die." But then Peter said, "Master, I love you. You know, I love you so much. that I will always be with you wherever you go. In fact, if they come to catch you, they would rather catch me first. You see,
Yes.
that's how zeal pushes us. You know, zeal pushes us to go to the lengths
Yes.
that we may not be naturally going into. And Peter was zealous, and many of us are zealous for Christ. But we go into the zeal without knowing that there is a price to pay for that zeal.
Right.
And so when Christ was going to pay the price, what happened was that Peter told him, I will not deny you. But Christ told him, you deny me 3 times in one night.
Before
Like,
the crow.
3 times in one night.
Yes.
It was like, no, it cannot happen. But then the chicken crowed.
Yes.
First denial, the second one, the third one, he denied. And so it was like, how did I deny my Christ? Then he felt the pain.
Yes.
And he went and cried.
And interesting enough, because in the theme of denying and be denied, we'll actually see that denial can be good.
Yes.
But let's dig into it. We're going to deal with grilled chicken. Now, let's presume it has already been prepared in terms of ilichinjwa. So we will deny you that opportunity
Kuona
of
ikichinjwa.
kuona ikichinjwa. But
To see it being
explain the
slaughtered,
process of before we get into
Yes.
the grilling.
Yes.
Lead us up to it.
Yes.
How do you prepare it?
So the reason why I actually wanted to share this topic is because my first time ever to try to grill chicken, it backfired. And it's because I didn't know the right channel to follow.
Yes.
But now I realize, so when you get the chicken, you wash it.
We wash it.
Then you cut it into parts.
Yes.
And after you have cut it into parts, you actually need to then now pre-boil it. But when you're doing the pre-boiling, that's a point now you need to put in your spices. So you wash your chicken, you put them in the saucepan, then you now use your spices. You can use as many as your taste wants, but these are my preferred. So I usually use paprika, I use coriander, I use black pepper to just give it that nice taste and smell. I use garlic and garlic powder.
Yes.
I use Royco. I use lemon.
Lemon?
I just squeeze lemon over it. Like the one today, I have just squeezed lemon over it.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I also, today I didn't have it, but if I have rosemary leaves,
Yes.
I also just throw in there. You know, you just throw in there and it boils with it.
Right.
So what happens is after you have done that, then you actually, and you add also the garlic
Yes.
in it before you start heating it. Then you also add onions.
When do you add the onions? Because this is
Just
boiling
in that same pot.
You tumbukiza.
Yes. It's like you're marinating it.
Yes.
You see.
All right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're all, everything together. Then you put in water.
Yes.
So put in cold water so that it boils together.
Okay.
And then preheat it for 20 minutes.
This is
And
now what we have here.
What we have here.
Yes.
And so when you preheat it, it looks like this.
And
So
there was no oil. What we're seeing
There was
is
no-
what was in the chicken itself.
Yes,
Okay.
no oil at all.
Just
Yeah.
water.
Yes. So then, after you have, you preheat it for 20 minutes. That helps the, and you also add salt. After.
Salt. Yes. Just a pinch.
Yes. So that everything is absorbed in, and also it helps it to make sure that when you grill it, it is well cooked. Yeah, everything is well cooked, because sometimes when you don't do this, you're given grilled chicken, but you only eat the outer layer.
Yes, because the inside
inner
is
layer
not-
has blood. You know, it's not well. You see. So that's what happened to my first grilled chicken ever. I just washed, put into the grill, And I was hungry.
It was rare grilled.
Yes. So the outer surface grilled,
Mm-hmm.
but the inside was not grilled.
Wow.
You know, like when you get to the bone, it has blood.
Okay.
see.
That puts you off.
Yeah, you just lose your appetite.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do this and you grill it, then it actually, you eat everything. You can even crush the bones and enjoy if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us through the rest of the process.
So what happens is after you have pre-boiled it,
Mm-hmm.
we now put it in the grill.
Uh-huh.
You put in your chicken, and you can actually feel the aroma.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that it has really marinated well. So finally,
Mm-hmm.
we have our grill ready. Then like to add this on top of it. Yeah. You don't waste it.
Nothing goes to waste.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Then we close.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we come here and we put it, this is the timer.
Yes.
Usually just like it at 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then you put the heat at 120.
Mm-hmm. 120 degrees?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then now you put the level to the base.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then now our chicken starts to grill.
Okay. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. We've gotten there.
Yes. So the beautiful thing is as it boils,
Yes.
as it grills,
Yes.
you can do other things. You can prepare something else to eat with it.
Uh-huh.
You can do your other things,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll actually feel it.
Yes.
Yes, you'll be enjoying the aroma as it continues.
So you can actually multitask in a sense to
Yes.
prepare the other accompaniments
Yes.
while it is there.
Yes.
What are some of these accompaniments that you can suggest?
It's rice,
Mm-hmm.
ugali,
Yes.
chapati,
Right.
our pasted matoke,
Pested matoke. That you had. Right.
or even matoke, fries,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, French fries,
French fries.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and basically, I think any accompaniment
It's
will
wide
fly with
that you
with
prefer.
grilled chicken.
Yes.
Yes, of your choice.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, as you continue.
So today,
yes.
today, do you want to have rice or do you want to have ugali? Blank check.
Blank check.
Yes. The choice is yours. I like putting you on the spot, my brother.
I can't have both. I must have one or the other.
Yeah. or do you want us to make chapati now?
Ooh, no, that will delay. That may delay us.
No, 40 minutes, it's enough to
It's
make
enough,
chapati.
eh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, as we will see what to have.
Yeah, as you think about
As you think about it.
Yes.
Let's now, we said, denying and being denied, we've looked at denying yourself.
Yes.
And here we said that what you want may be incompatible
Yes.
with what God knows you need.
Mm.
And this calls for total surrender.
Yes.
Let's progress on to now being denied.
Yes.
Why? What does it mean? Unpack that for us.
So you know when you're denying yourself, you're
Yes.
actually surrendering to Christ, and you're just as 2 Corinthians 5:15
Yes.
says that for he died for us. Now let us live for him who died for us.
Yes.
And Jesus Christ saying that let us live now for him. We are actually telling him, Jesus, take the wheels. You're telling him, be enthroned in my heart.
Right.
Take over the throne in my heart. Take over the reins.
Yes.
And just guide me and direct me.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, it means that there are some things
Yes.
that you may want so badly,
Mm-hmm.
but God can also deny you them.
Yes.
And most of the time, He will deny them. He will deny you them at certain points when He is seeing that you're not yet ready to have them.
Uh-huh. So
You
to
may
go
you may want to be rich so fast, yeah,
Yes.
or you may want a lot of money badly, but God just gives you small amounts.
And says,
You can make that prayer. You can make that prayer, and it's not coming. You see, you're like, now what is happening? You know, you may want something so bad, but God can actually deny you and say no, or He can actually say, okay, I'm not going to give it to you now. And the reason why He's not giving it to you now is that He's waiting for you to grow up, so that when you have grown up,
You can be
when
able to
He
handle
gives
it.
it to you, you can be able to handle it.
Fantastic.
It's everything to do
Yes.
with the money. You know, if there are certain times, and even for me, when I look back, I'm like, there was a certain time that if God gave me money, it would have destroyed me.
Yes.
You know, it may be power.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to be the president or be powerful, you know, or you want to be the leader of the church or the leader of this group or the leader, but God actually denies you that opportunity because He knows if He gives you that power, the power is going to destroy you.
It could even be promotion at the
It will be
workplace.
promotion at the
and
workplace,
you've done
yes.
all your basics,
Yes.
you've studied all the
Yes.
books, and
Yes.
you're most industrious,
Yes.
but it's just not coming. It's just
Yes.
not coming. And
Yes.
you're saying, what
God,
is
what
it?
is it? Yes.
What is this?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So He is just waiting for you to grow up. you
Yes.
know. It may be an advancement in your career path.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. So there are things that God may deny you. It may be even marriage, your marriage partner.
Yes.
You may want to be married now today, but then God looks at you and is like, no, you're not yet ready.
Bado.
You know,
Not yet.
you have to wait. you
Yes.
see. And then, so there are things that God denies you. It may be a weakness that you want God to take away.
And that speaks to what Paul's weakness, if you can
Yes.
unpack that for us.
Yes. So Paul, being a servant of God, he was a preacher, he was a teacher. God used him in a mighty way to heal people. You know, like even his shadow
Yes.
would heal people. People would bring handkerchiefs and place them on Paul. Go and place them on the sick people. And when it touches the sick people,
They're healed.
people get healed.
Yeah.
And even his sweat, you know, was healing people. Yet Paul had a thorn in the flesh.
Yes.
He had a weakness that God did not take away. But God, when he prayed and asked God to take it away, God just told him, my grace is sufficient in your weakness.
Weakness.
So there is that denial. Yes. And so God may deny us certain things so that one, we experience His power and grace
Yes.
to keep us humble, to give us an opportunity to grow so that when finally He gives it to us, we are able to handle
We're
it.
able to handle it.
Yes.
And now when I look at our lives,
Yes.
is there a price for denial? The price of denial?
There is a big price to pay.
Uh-huh.
When you deny yourself, there's a big price to pay. Because one, it's not an easy aspect.
Yes.
Because you may want something so bad. And sometimes, I usually say, sometimes it's when you're fasting, you're denying yourself food. It's not easy to deny yourself food. And have you ever realized that when you're fasting, that's when people want to take you for these wonderful lunches?
Yes, the one they owed you.
Yes.
They say,
Yes.
let's meet.
Let's
I'm
go for
ready.
nyama choma. You know, and you're fasting, my brother. You see, you have to deny yourself those opportunities.
Yeah.
When sleep, you have to, there are times you have to pray, go for night vigil. You have to take time to pray. You have to deny yourself that
Yes.
opportunity to pray, you know. So you deny yourself sleep and you have that opportunity to pray. Going for sports, being in company, you know.
Yes.
You want to go with your friends, but wherever they are going, it may not be conducive for your faith.
Yes.
You have to deny yourself. You may be in an office where you have opportunities to enrich yourself through taking bribes or through cutting corners and shortcuts.
Unethical practices.
Unethical practices.
Yes.
But you have to deny yourself that opportunity. There's a price to pay. People will say, you have a big job, but you're not living up like a person who has a big job, because their expectations are that you cut shortcuts and use your office to enrich yourself, which is not the case.
Or you being in a position where they now have, and in a Kenyan context, that it's
Yes.
now our turn to eat.
Yes, and you're not eating.
You're not eating, and they
Yes.
wonder, why is that MP poor? Yet
Yes.
he was in parliament all these years.
All these years, yes.
And they look at him like, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Yet when he or she engages in unethical practices of corruption,
Yes.
we're the ones again who are most affected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was, and you know, when you just become faithful to living within your means and what you have, and
Yes.
just not abusing your office or the opportunities that you have, but using them, sometimes people will despise you. Sometimes people will abuse you.
The
But
ones
that-
can look down upon you.
Yes. Those are prices you have to be prepared to pay.
And we do this
Even
because,
rejection.
Yeah, rejection.
Yeah.
And we do this because we know where we're going
Yes.
and to whom we're going
Yes.
to. And yet he's present with us.
Yes.
We're never alone even as we journey through this process of denial, rejection, the
Yes.
challenges.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I remember James, he says in James 1:20 that, brethren, count it all joy when you go through all manner of trials. You know, it's not an easy thing to be joyous when you're going through that period of denial. You denying certain aspects of your life, and you being denied certain things, so that you're able to grow, so that you are able to move forward into God's plan. So it's something that is not easy. There's a lot of cost to it, but it is something that is worth doing.
It is worth it. It
Yes.
is worth it.
Yes, because when you do that, then you become acceptable to God. And then it is important for you to know it's better God accepts you than men accept you and God rejects you.
That becomes serious vanity. And like you say, you totally miss it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a discussion that you've had in that being denied and denying and being denied,
And the price to pay.
and the price to pay.
Yes.
Just to quickly recap, like you said, the first thing is deny yourself,
Yes.
and being denied,
Yes.
and the price of denial.
Yes.
The price of denial.
Yes.
And as we engage, we encourage you to share your feedback with us. We encourage you to send recipe proposals, photos of the meals that you've undertaken. One of us here, naming no names, but his other is known as Juice. He prepared omena, and he successfully.
Yes.
And he's the de facto or default setting for cooking in his home. And he's a man. So, men, this is for us to also show we can do it in the kitchen.
It's an opportunity for us to add bonga points
Bonga
in the
points,
house.
yes,
You know.
yes. And by the way, this is not a men-only show, because
No.
down the road we'll be able to actually accommodate our significant other halves
Yes.
in this show.
Yeah.
We'll accommodate also the young ones.
The young ones, yeah. Yeah.
So that we're able to also see how they can participate,
Yes.
whether they are our sons, daughters, sisters, cousins, mothers. We may even have the wazers
Yeah.
to confirm that we're doing it right.
Yes.
And,
And
yeah.
we can do that in season 2. So
Right.
this is it's going to expand. It's going to be all inclusive. You know?
Exactly.
Yes.
And indeed, if you've got any of these suggestions, proposals, comments, compliments, drop us an email. Drop us an email to media@nairobibaptist.co.ke. Send an email to media@nairobibaptist.co.ke, and we'll be all the more blessed, because indeed you participated in Cook to Serve, where we not only nourish the soul but also the stomach. And yes, we are going to see how the grilled chicken is going to come out.
Yes. In 40 minutes' time, we'll have a wonderful meal.
Yes.
And as usual, you give me the feedback.
Oh, certainly.
Yes.
Certainly.
Yeah,
Yes.
so let us remember that Christ has called us to himself, and he's asking us to deny ourselves so that we can be able to relate to him.
Yes.
It's a relational. And it's, as in any relationship, there's give and take.
Give and take.
And when you give, you also receive.
Mhm.
And he is no fool who gives up what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, well, well. Indeed, today we had grilled chicken. We've
Yes.
cooked, and it's time to serve.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
let's see what comes out.
Yeah, so now we'll stop the timer. Stop the heat. And then here we go.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Grilled chicken.
Yes. Nicely grilled.
Yes.
Golden brown.
Golden brown. And this took about 40 minutes or so?
Yes.
Yes.
So now at this point, are you ready? Edmund, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready, willing, and able to eat.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we want to feast. And then finally, and you can smell the aroma, eh?
Right. Very inviting.
Yeah. So now this one, we'll get it to the table. Cover it. Ready for our appetite.
Bon appetit.
Merci.
So we will come back to. We'll come back to, and here it is, and.
Ooh.